Hello everyone, so we are going to be mixing something that is a staple here on this channel, which is Am I the A-hole? However, we are going to be doing it completely different today, which is I put on our Discord that we have, our Muckers Discord, and I was like, it may be interesting if I create like an Am I the A-hole section on here, and we can kind of hear like one things that you're going through in your life. And obviously it's a very moderated, like we're making sure everyone is like not abusing this or whatever. But I wrote on this yesterday, and it's a section on here, and basically people write things, but no one responds to it. So I like kind of respond to them on streams and stuff like that. And we're going to go through these and we're going to read them. Some of my mods have sent me some of their favorites. So if you want to do this, come join the Discord and you can write and we will read them out. But let's get into it. Am I the a-hole for giving my mom the silent treatment? I finished work at 10:30 p.m. I drove home, and when I was getting home, got a notification of an AirTag detected near me. I park in my driveway and track it, and it's in my fucking car. My work had already had an incident of a creepy man following a coworker after work, which made it scarier. I was texting this server, actually. My friends and everyone panicked about my car being AirTagged. I didn't sleep at all that night because I was so paranoid. Early morning the next day, my friend comes over to help look for the AirTag. So if you do not know, by the way, AirTag is something that Apple do. It's like this size and you can track it on your phone. So we call the non-emergency police line for help, and they were going to send a cop to find the AirTag and identify who put it there so I can make a case. I decided to call my mom to tell her, and she told me that she put the AirTag in my car. When I asked her why she didn't tell me, she said, because you were sleeping and I forgot to text you. She said that I forgot. I was furious with her, and instead of fighting her, I decided I would just, why did she put the AirTag there? Do we have like, is that going to be, why did your mother put an AirTag in your car? She was mad at me for giving her the silent treatment. A few days later, she had the audacity to say that I broke her trust. Oh, a simple gaslighting. Love it. I simply told her that I cannot trust because she put an AirTag in my car in the middle of the night after being the one that's always warning me about people AirTagging cars and kidnapping women. She was furious, but I'm still mad at her. She won't even tell me where the AirTag is, accusing me of wanting to remove it whenever I connect my phone to it in case my car is ever stolen. Okay, so first of all, you're not the a-hole, and your mother has subjected you to something that made you very cautious and made you very nervous, and her not alerting you that there was a tag in your car and you discovering it, of course you're going to freak out, especially because you're saying that there's issues at work. This is a for sure, Lair, not the a-hole, and I think that your mom is for not telling you. This is not like, yeah, it is like crossing your boundaries and not letting you know. You are not the a-hole at all, Larry. You're not the a-hole at all. All right, let's get to another one that I have here that my mods sent me. Okay, so I have this one, which says, I don't know which one people wanted me to read. It might be both of these. Okay, it might be this one. Am I the a-hole for not letting a woman know that her husband is cheating on her? What do we think? First off the bat. Am I the a-hole for not letting a woman know that her husband is cheating on her? What do we think? Okay, everyone is saying you're the a-hole. All right. The money's on you're the a-hole. Note, I'm changing names and job position titles to ensure, anonymous, as this is an ongoing situation. Uh-oh, not a good sign, not a good sign. I just started a new job at this dealership. There's tomato reacts to this, by the way. I just started a job at this new dealership, and so far I'm really enjoying it, except for this weird secondhand guilt I feel knowing someone's secret. Oh, Jesus. There's this woman, let's call her Tiffany, that manages a lot of paperwork and finances and things like that. I don't see her much since I'm a receptionist and she works in a different part of the building. I recently found out her and her salesperson, let's call him Frank, Tiffany and Frank, have a relationship and have been sleeping together for a year. The issue is Tiffany got engaged to her longtime partner of 8 years, and Frank is currently married with 3 kids. So Tiffany and Frank are cheating on their partners. Tiffany just got engaged to her longtime partner of 8 years, and Frank is currently married with 3 kids. Uh-oh. And this person knows this. They are both relatively young, being in their mid to late 30s. I looked at Frank's wife's Facebook, and it's full of pictures of him and the children, talking about the fun experiences they've had and how grateful she is for her family. Her profile picture is literally their wedding photo. I love my job, and I know it's quite literally none of my business, but I can't help but feel shitty for not letting this poor woman know that her husband is blatantly being unfaithful at work. They refer to each other as babe, walk the other to their car after the shift, and he even pays for her to get her spray tans done. Also, I know Tiffany's fiance is being betrayed too, but I couldn't find her or her partner on social media, so there's no way I could let them know if I want. Someone said, did Ariana secretly post this? Okay, here's my thing. This person is new to the job and is obviously very excited about the job. And there's a lot at risk of a new employee not being believed, but also being fired immediately. That, for me, I think this is very circumstantial, because I'm always going to tell people, right? Like, tell the people that the cheating is happening, especially when you know and you find them on social medias. The problem is this person has just got a job there and they're at risk of losing their entire job because they're the receptionist who's just been hired, and obviously no one is going to side with them. So I understand why this person is not speaking up, but yeah, someone said it in chat. It doesn't have to come from you. You know what I mean? Like, I understand why you don't want to say anything out of fear of your job, but you have the social medias of these people. That's not to say that you can't anonymously do it. And then everyone in the workplace is at fear of being accused of being the one that told it or whatever. So send an anonymous message, you know, especially if you don't have proof other than just seeing it, right? You're not going to be believed. But if you tell the person who literally is the wife and has kids anonymously, your job gets kept. Obviously, there'll probably be an investigation into their relationship and probably an investigation into the fact that, no, they said the other one doesn't have social medias, but the wife and has or whatever. They will launch an investigation into who touted, basically. But you just act, you know, I don't know anything. I would not say anything. I'm just the new worker here. There is a way to tell without your job being put on the line. Someone said, take it to HR, not the partners. The problem with HR is it seems that this workplace are already aware of this. You know what I mean? So what are we saying, chat? Not the a-hole, everyone sucks here, or what? What do we think for this one? This one's a tricky one. I think this one's probably one of the more interesting Am I the A-holes we've read on this entire time we've been doing Am I the A-holes. Okay, everyone is saying not the a-hole. Someone said you're the a-hole. Everyone sucks. So everyone's saying not the a-hole. And here's the thing, because there's children involved and stuff, anonymously tell the wife. Anonymously tell the wife. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to come from you. That's my take on that one. Yikes. Uh-oh. All right. Let me do another one that my mods had sent me. Okay, I have this one. Okay, wait, not that one. Okay, here we go. This one has also been sent to me. We're going to read this one. Yeah, so tell them anonymously. Am I the a-hole for talking shit behind my friend's back? What do we think? First and foremost, what do we think? What do we think? Everyone's saying you're the a-hole. All right, Mucker, let's hear it. Alec, let's hear it. To start off, I am autistic and was very unaware of the apparent social rules that require you to tell your friends when someone else is talking bad about you. I have a friend, let's say Jane. I love the names that people come up. They're like, I have a friend, let's call her Miranda. And I have someone else, let's call her Sings. I have a friend, let's call her Jane, and her ex-boyfriend, let's say Joe, and my now ex-friend, let's say John. So we have the friend Jane, ex-boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, so Jane's ex-boyfriend, Joe, and now this person's ex-friend, John. Okay? Are we all keeping up? For a long time, I was very close with Jane and Joe. So Jane and Joe are the friend and the ex-boyfriend. John is the person that's writing this as ex-friend. Jane is my best friend. Joe and I bonded pretty quickly once they started dating. But towards the end of the school year, he started making me really uncomfortable. We've always had a flirty friendship and just kind of affectionate bro stuff, but at a certain point, it started to make me extremely uncomfortable. He would comment on everything I did and make it sexual. But because he was dating my best friend and he had eventually formed his way into our friend group, there wasn't much escaping him. So when Jane and Joe eventually broke up, I was actually happy about it. I told John, who was in our friend group, so John is this person's friend. This is this person's friend. Yeah, I wish you would have done a little bit different than just all J names because you're throwing me off here. So John is this person's friend. I told John, and John was like, oh, that's rough. So I told him, honestly, I'm kind of glad. I then told him I felt like I was being harassed by Joe and was very sick of it, and I'm glad that Jane doesn't have to deal with it anymore. John then went and told John that I said that. Or sorry, John went and told Joe. You're throwing me off with these names, babe. So John is this person's friend. John told Joe. Joe is the one that was being inappropriate with the person that's writing this. Jane was dating Joe. Are we all up? I really wish you would have done other names. Joe went and told Joe that I had said that. Joe messaged me, and it doesn't matter because Joe and I are good friends again and things are fine. However, at the time I was really pissed at John. I felt like I had my trust completely betrayed and I was so angry. When I asked my other friend about it, let's say Sam, see, it's easy to do names that aren't just Jay. When I told my other friend, let's say Sam, who's very close to both John and I, he just said, if you shit talk John, I would also tell him. However, I really don't like and feel that I was talking shit. Sam also said it's not your place to be happy when two people broke up, but I disagree. Their relationship was affecting me as well, which is very valid as well. Like, it's very valid. Things were happening to this person who's writing this. And a lot of the reason Jane broke up with Joe is because he was harassing me and was also a pretty homophobic person. He even snapped and screamed at me a few times. I'd actually run into this problem with John quite a few times. I feel that him and his whole friend group tell people everything, and multiple times when I'd vent to him about one of our friends or to his girlfriend, that it would pretty much be told to the person, and it would make it seem like I'm a gossiping asshole, whereas in my mind, I was just venting to friends, which I think is a very valid, thing. Too long to read. I thought I was venting to my friends about our other friends, and then it turned into a drama where it was told that I was shit-talking. Am I the a-hole? I really don't think I am. I need to work at keeping things to myself, and I can no longer trust these people. I'm going to say you're not the a-hole, because when you have friends, you are valid to vent to them, and you are valid to, even if someone is doing something wrong to you, shit talk them to your friends. Sorry, that is something every single person does, and if you don't, you're lying. Really, if you're going through something where someone is really pissing you off, you're not going to shit talk the situation to your friends, you're not the asshole. And also, you're venting about something, which you have every right to do. And also, Joe was making you severely uncomfortable, and you had every right to tell John, and John's in the wrong for running and telling. John and Joe and Jane are the ones that aren't the good friends. You seemingly are. So, you're not the a-hole whatsoever. I'm going to see if any of my mods have sent me any other ones, or whether I'm just going to jump right into the server and find ones on my own. Oh, they're sending me ones. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay. So me and my best friend love to shit talk. And he'll literally come round to my house and we'll bitch to each other about our friends or other classmates. Our other friends are oblivious to this. Recently, one of our friends blocked the whole friend group and we don't know why. We tried to get in touch with him through another classmate, but he keeps saying you know what you did. And I can't tell what we did because we hadn't talked any shit about him recently. In the past, me and my friends added text messages from him and then would send them in the group chat. We would also tell each other things he said and told us to stir the pot. I know it sounds bitchy, but we both hate him with a passion and he never treated us good. Am I the asshole? Wait, I don't even know what you're telling me. You're asking, are you the asshole for talking shit about someone you don't like? I know that everyone's saying you're the asshole, but like, I feel like this one you need more context for, because like, how much has this person pissed you off? Because maybe you shit talking them in your grip. Maybe he's pissed off everyone in the grip. You know what I mean? I just think it like depends on the context. We don't know what you were saying. Like, we don't know how extreme it was. We don't know if you were just like casually talking shit, which if he's really, really, really pissed you off is not that wrong to do. But we need more information. So I don't really have one on that. I'm going to read the one right below it as well. Am I the a-hole? My best friend, my boyfriend, and I all got an apartment. Ooh. I don't like that already. Your best friend, boyfriend, and you are all in one apartment? I don't like that already. I do not like that already. I don't know what you're going to tell me, but move out. Or your friend move out. I don't like that already. My boyfriend, your boyfriend is going to fuck your boyfriend. My boyfriend's best friend then became homeless and was living in a car, and we offered to let him stay. Wait, my boyfriend's best friend. Wait, so now your best friend and your boyfriend's best friend are living with you? Or is this my boyfriend's best friend then became homeless and was living in a car, so we offered to let him stay. My best friend, okay, so there's best friends on both sides now staying here. My best friend, my boyfriend's best friend, then became really close, and my best friend started ignoring me. Uh-oh. I voiced how I felt that I wasn't heard. Soon, months passed by, and my husband's best friend still had not found a place and wasn't even trying. My best friend didn't want him to leave, but my boyfriend's best friend was staying on the couch, and our house is very small, so I started feeling uncomfortable. My boyfriend and I thought maybe they could share a room so we would have the living space, or if my best friend was uncomfortable, my boyfriend's best friend needed to find a place soon. He was paying for a portion of rent and utilities, but he wasn't in the lease, and I felt uncomfortable. My boyfriend gave the two the option without my knowledge, and my best friend decided to move back in with his parents, and he blocked me on everything. We haven't talked for a year. Am I the a-hole? This is a wild situation. Not swingers. I'm gonna say you're not the asshole, and this just wasn't a good situation, and it shouldn't have been. I mean, you living with your best friend and your boyfriend in one place is weird anyway, and then your best friend, your boyfriend's best friend, your boyfriend, you in one place that you're saying is small. It's just a messy situation. You're not the asshole. It's just not a good situation at all. It's just not a good situation at all. Let me go in and see any other ones that my mods have sent me. Let me see. I'm scrolling. Okay. I'm going to the newest ones that maybe the mods have sent me. La 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 la. Mods, I love that you're spamming the chat so much that my computer is freezing. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, I'm currently scrolling. They've sent a couple. Here we go. I have another one. Am I the a-hole for continuing a friends with benefits situation with a guy I know has stronger feelings for me? Okay, this one's short and sweet, but what do we think? Am I the a-hole for continuing a friends with benefits situation with a guy I know has stronger feelings for me? I'm going to say yes, because I know what it feels like to have feelings with someone and they use you for it. So I'm going to say yes. Look at the yes and thumbs up on this one. The muckers do not like you. I'm kidding. I've made it clear to him that I don't want to be in a relationship, and he's told me he understood, but there's comments he makes about how he feels about me, and the type of attention he gives and requests of me is relationship type level, and I'm frustrated. Oh, that was very short and sweet. Cut it off. This isn't helping anyone. This is not helping anyone. Just cut it off. Just cut it off. All right. Let me see what other ones just on this page. Am I the a-hole for ditching my friends at the mall because they were embarrassing me? They were screaming, running around the mall, causing a disturbance because I didn't want to seem like I was with the group. I don't think so, and I've actually done this before as well. All right, I'm just scrolling through and seeing other ones. Am I the a-hole for kissing my current boyfriend the day I broke up with my ex? What do we think? I kissed him that morning and broke up with my boyfriend at the time that night. So basically, this person kissed their ex the day that they broke up with their then boyfriend. The wording of that one is a little bit iffy, but that's what it means. It means that they broke up with their ex. Sorry, they broke up with their boyfriend, who's now their ex, and on the same day kissed their ex at the time, who's now their boyfriend. So they got back with their ex and kissed their ex on the day they broke up with their then boyfriend, who's now the ex, and the ex then is now the partner now. People are saying you're the a-hole. Okay. People are saying you're the a-hole. I kissed him that morning and broke up with my boyfriend at that time in the night then. I dated my previous boyfriend for 3 years in high school and got into college, and he was an escape from my abusive home and past. but I didn't realize till we broke up that he was abusive towards me. He convinced me I couldn't even talk to my therapist about how he treated me. I lost all my friends over it because he convinced them that we had lied about way more than just kissing each other, and is telling people who weren't involved that I turned all of his friends against him. I've never understood cheating, and I've always had a strong moral compass against it. He would always question me constantly and was really insecure because he was cheated on before by his junior high girlfriend who had just held hands with someone else and ignored him. And it's something I never planned on doing to him because I couldn't even imagine it, which is why I'm very confused on how to feel about my actions. I don't condone what I did, but if I hadn't have kissed my now boyfriend, I would have given in to his begging to get back, or I wouldn't have given in to his begging. This one is written so confusingly. Am I the a-hole for cheating even though he pushed me to do it, where I felt trapped and confused with my emotions? It's okay if I am, I'm just confused. I felt like I had no choice. Okay, I don't condone cheating at all, but this one is a little bit circumstantial where it feels like this was something that you did for yourself to make you feel that you could move on from your abusive boyfriend. So I'm going to say not the asshole. It very much so reads like you kissed your ex to kind of let you know that you could get back with your ex and escape this current abusive relationship. I don't condone cheating, but I think that one's very circumstantial, and I am actually with you on that one. And I don't think you're the asshole, actually. And I don't think you're the asshole. I think it makes sense. Okay. Let me see another one. Wow, there's so many on here. I'm trying to see ones that are like reacted to. I'm going to go back in I'm in general right now and seeing if people are posting ones in specifically. Someone said, guys, I was just declared not the a-hole. Woohoo! Someone's excited. Congratulations. We've decided you're not the a-hole. Okay, so someone has just sent me this one. Am I the a-hole for blocking a friend over a dog walk? What do we think? What do we think first off the bat? Am I the a-hole for blocking a friend over a dog walk? People are saying not the a-hole. Okay. Not the a-hole. My partner was out of town, so I asked a friend if she could walk our dog. Okay, wait. Let me start that one again because I disassociated a bit there. Real. My partner was out of town. Okay. So I asked a friend if she could walk our dog. Okay. If I overslept for work because I'm terrible at waking up in the morning and I would pay. She said yes. A week later, I needed her help. It took a couple hours. This one better not be something happens to the dog. Does something happen to the dog? Because I'm not reading this. If something happens to the dog. No. Okay. Are you sure? I don't think so. Bad or not? No. Okay. A week later, I needed her help, and it took her a couple of hours to respond. But at 11:30, she responded and asked if he needed to be fed. I responded, no, just a good walk. She never responded, so I texted at 1 p.m. to see if she'd walked him. She quickly responded with a picture. I was at work, so I didn't think much of it and paid her. Soon, I noticed the photo was off. It was a zoomed-in photo of my dog with most of the detail cut out. I'd recently moved his dog bed and could tell by the angle of the bed that it was cut off. I got home at 4, looked at his bed, and compared it to the photo. They didn't match. I looked at the photo's data. It was created seconds before it was sent to me, leading me to think that she zoomed into an old photo, screenshotted it, and sent it to me. When I got home, my dog was shaking and crying and desperately... What did I just tell y'all? My dog was shaking and crying and was desperate to go out. We went out and he used the bathroom immediately. This was unlike him. Friends who knew him agreed this was unlike him. I have keyless entry, so anytime anyone locks, unlocks, or messes with my door, it's recorded in my home security system. I went to my apartment office and asked them to view it for me. They did and told me that there was no entry from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., confirming my suspicions. I confronted her and asked for my dollars back. She swore she walked him, told me my home security system was wrong, and that the dogs act weird sometimes, and how dare I accuse her of doing something so cruel to an animal. I didn't really engage in anything she was saying aside from I don't believe you, so please return the items you borrowed from me. Note, she had about $200 worth of my stuff in her possession. It took a month for my items to be returned, and my poor dad had to get involved on Father's Day. She's blocked me ever since. You're not the a-hole. You're not the a-hole. It would have been so easy to just say, I'm not going to walk your dog. get someone else, and especially taking money from it. Especially taking money from it. Especially taking money from it. Your friend sucks. Like, sucks. Okay. Am I the a-hole for not liking my friend's relationship? I'm going to say not the a-hole. I feel like this one's a pretty common one, but I want to hear the drama. Okay, so to preface this, my friend never reaches out. She's the only IRL friend I have, and she has the complete she has a complete reverse sleep schedule than I have, but I still try to make an effort and reach out. She kept me so out of the loop that apparently she got in a relationship, and I found out a while later from my mother. Ooh, rough. She never goes out because not only does she spend all of her time online, she's so real, but she also has issues with her legs, which is not her fault. But she somehow got the courage to have some kids she met online date her and also come over. I found out about this when he was actually here. She never alluded to ever being in a relationship. Recently, she went to Cali to see him again, and again I found out when she was there and couldn't hang out. Every time we do hang out, she spends a while of that time on call with him and talking about him and makes me uncomfortable. I'm happy for her, I really am, but I feel like my feelings in our friendship was moved aside when we were so close. She's suddenly all cool with PDA and shit, and before, we literally bonded over hating those types of people. Am I the a-hole for not liking this new relationship because of how much she has changed for him and essentially forgot about me? I'm gonna say not the a-hole, and I think that this one's actually pretty common. Okay, everyone's saying not the a-hole. Okay, we're gonna do this one. From Sarah Page. Am I the a-hole for kicking my fiance's best man's pregnant girlfriend out of the wedding party? This will be the last one we do because I think this one's gonna be juicy. What do we think? Am I the a-hole for kicking my fiance's best man's pregnant girlfriend out of the wedding party? Someone said, I'm going to say that everyone sucks here. Everyone's like, I need context. But isn't it fun to just guess? This girl has been a real red flag to me, and there is so much history to unpack. We're here to hear it, babe. Me and my partner have been together for nearly 7 years, and he became best friends with his current best friend, let's call him D, about a year into our relationship. I love him like my own brother, and I loved his girlfriend at the time. I feel like loved is something that is very important to this. They were not good for each other, so when we graduated high school, they broke up pretty horribly, and we as a group had a hard time moving on from her. D started dating this new girl when my partner left for AIT for the National Guard, and I got to know her on my own. She was very clingy when it came to D and started making it clear she saw me as a threat. Oof, one of them. She also had a habit of sending me photos of the abuse that she was suffering in her previous relationship to get sympathy so that I would leave her boyfriend alone. This went on for several months until D, my partner's aunt, and I were all set to go pick him up from his training and bring him home. She made it clear she was uncomfortable with us sleeping in the same room. Mind you, I was sleeping in a bed with his aunt and her CPAP machine. Regardless, we got my boyfriend and brought him home. The next day, we decided to include her as the newest member of our little group and go to a fair. On our way, she wanted to stop for pizza at a gas station, to which my partner replied, "Why are we getting food at a gas station when we can just eat at the fair?" You know what? I'm on her side. I love a little bit of gas station pizza. We moved on and had a good night. The next day, D informed us he could not come over because she was refusing to let him. We started asking why, if we'd done anything wrong, and he said that she was hysterical and he didn't know why. She started threatening her own safety and health to keep him from seeing us. We eventually found out that this was because she perceived my partner's comment as us calling her fat. This was just the beginning. She continued this type of behavior for years. She also had an obsession with having a child from the beginning of their relationship. They moved in quickly and she started collecting baby things like a crib, stroller, car seat, formula shaker, etc. My partner and I had a surprise pregnancy about a year after meeting this girl, and after a very traumatic pregnancy and birth, had a premature, unhealthy baby. After 2 months in a NICU, hours from our home, we were allowed to bring him home. Her obsession grew, and it started seeming like she was competing with us. She compared everything to herself and would even brag about her sex life and actively try to put down my own relationship to raise hers up. Fast forward to December of last year. My partner proposed to me. I said yes, of course. When we celebrated with them, she later started a conversation with me about how I'll never understand the trauma of losing a baby. Regardless of the trauma that I experienced in my pregnancy, I had lost a baby before, but I didn't want to give her ammunition. And proceeded to tell me that I don't have trauma, but she does. Regardless of this, she texted me later asking, when Dylan proposes and I eventually am engaged, will you be one of my bridesmaids? Which was an obvious attempt at trying to get me to be her bridesmaid. I talked to my partner and we agreed it would be for the best to not do it. Whatever. Then a week or so later, she went through some of Dee's things until she found an engagement ring he had hidden. She put it on, and when he got home, she told him he didn't have to propose anymore. They were now engaged. What? Oh, girl, this is long. She started putting down my wedding. So she proposed to herself from his behalf? Girl. She started putting down my wedding every chance she got, and it only got worse once she realized that she was pregnant. Then it was, oh, you don't understand, Sarah. I have bigger things to worry about than a wedding, disregarding the fact that I now have a 3-year-old son and I know exactly what it's like. To clarify, I have not let her act this rudely to me without retaliation for the 3 years that they dated. I have told her twice before that these recent events that I started to dislike her and I dislike the way she treats me. But recently I've been letting things slide because it seemed like she was more of a permanent fixture now in my life. Up until a month ago. Uh-oh. Someone said, I think no contact is sounding nice. She had been ignoring both group chats that she was in regarding my wedding and the bachelorette party, refusing to give us available dates, and just in general didn't seem to care. Eventually, I showed her a photo of my wedding dress. She had blown off shopping with me and the rest of my party, and her response was, wow, strapless? That's bold of you. I mean, it's nice, bitch. This prompted my fiance to talk to Dee about her behavior because it was going to stir the pot, and that was what she wanted to do. The next day, she started asking me details that they had already discussed in the group chat, which was why I directed her to start reading the group chat. She responded by claiming that my mother-in-law didn't send her the info and that she has no clue what any of the things are that we're talking about within the wedding. Her response was a long guilt trip about how if I wished to have someone else in my party, she'd leave and burden me no longer. Oh, one of them. Along with many other comments about how being pregnant is not a reason for me to kick her out of the wedding. I responded by saying her pregnancy has nothing to do with it. I understand what it's like, but she treated me like shit. You're not the asshole already, by the way. She is going to marry herself at this stage. She'd been talking shit to me for years, and while my wedding may not be important to her, it's damn important to me. Really, the only requirement of a bridesmaid is to care about the couple and the wedding, and she couldn't even do that. She didn't respond, but left all the group chats without saying a word. I haven't spoken to her since July 1st, and I just found out she claimed we're close friends to get a business job at this new company in which I'm close to the owner. I don't think I'm the asshole, but she sure does. I feel gaslit almost because I can't get over this. And my partner and friends have lived in this and they're angry about it. She's done many other things. So basically, are they the asshole for not including this person in the wedding? You're a strong, not the asshole. And please don't let her get that job because she's using you to get the job. Not the a-hole. And this girl sucks. And I hope you have a good wedding, Sarah. I really hope you have a good wedding. Get her out of your life immediately. And get Dee out of your life as well. Sorry. Not the a-hole for sure. Whoa. No, I can't even imagine what the relationship with Dee's like because she sounds like a very controlling person. So I'm not sending Dee, any hate, but like, Christ. But shout out Sarah, have a good wedding. And yeah, if you join the Discord and you go to the Am I the A-hole section, you can submit your own one for us to read in future. And I loved reading out your ones. So thank you so much.